Terrence Malloy, the CFO from the Department of Administration for the City of Bayonne, addressed the City Council regarding the calendar year 2015 budget.
This budget is going to be presenting several challenges, both as a fiscal plan for the current year, as well as laying the foundation for attacking the fiscal challenges that are confronting the city in upcoming years. The CY 2015 budget is a fiscal plan that determines the level of services to be provided to the public, the amount of taxes to be raised in support of these services, as well as taking steps to reduce the city's over-reliance on non-recurring revenues. This over-reliance on non-recurring revenues places the city in jeopardy of ultimately having to drastically raise taxes, drastically reduce services, or both.
During the meeting, Mr. Malloy did explain the effects of being reliant on non-recurring revenues. Now, this is not necessarily a bad thing. From the years 1990 to 1996, Bayonne was at $5 million for non-recurring revenues. The problem is when these non-recurring revenues are not replaced with new revenues. We call this a structural deficit. Mr. Malloy did measure the structural deficit in three ways: gross structural, adjusted structural, and net structural.
For 2015, the gross non-recurring revenues we anticipate using is $20,667,000. Last year, that number was $25,189,000. If you look over the course of our last 20 budgets, the highest number was $53,836,000, which was in fiscal 2007. This year's budget would be $33 million less than that year's. Using the adjusted structural revenue deficit, where again, it's only taken that year's operations. For this year, it's that same $20,667,000. Last year was $24,639,000. And the highest prior figure was 2013, which was $30,480,000. This year's budget would be approximately $10 million less than the highest figure. If you then look at that net structural revenue deficit, for this year it'd be $15,667,000. 2014 was $19,639,000. Then again in year 2013 it was $30,490,000. Comparing to last year, this would be $4 million less.
We're also given the list of non-recurring revenues that has been appropriated since 1997. Now they are the Peninsula Bayonne Harbor at $307 million, the Water Sewer Authority and Utility at $67, surplus-related revenue $60 million, the sale of municipal assets at $13 million, the lease of Central Garage $8 million, Parking Authority at $200,000, and other various sources totaling $11 million. The total of this would be $468 million. Now, $53 million of this has been anticipated but not yet received. Now, the revenue was used for general support for municipal budget, but despite the municipal tax that has gone every single year, the municipal budget deficit has not gone down. The main reasons for this are tax appeals, the rise in pension, health benefits, and emergencies such as snow and Superstorm Sandy. Also, what's most important is that since the fiscal year 2008, the annual state aid has been reduced to up to $7.4 million. Now, there are other ways that the revenue has come in which reduced the deficit, such as the fewer employees, the share cost of benefits, and the reduction of the emergency medical response contract, which is now at $0.
A list of those revenues. Port Authority annual land payments, $5 million. New Port Authority revenues, $2,150,000. Bayonne Energy Center pilot, $2,150,000. Spectra Energy fee, $2,135,000. The Alexian City View agreement, $1,600,000. Royal Caribbean Cruise Corp, $1,100,000. Parking tax, $485,000. These are all new revenues within the last 6-7 years that the city is now receiving on an annual basis. The amount of tax anticipation outstanding is often an indication of a town's fiscal health. While TANs are often used to provide cash flow and are in of itself not a signal of any fiscal concerns, excessive use of TANs is a strong indication of fiscal problems. The city's amount of tax anticipation notes reached a high of $56,977,000 in fiscal 2010. The good news is that we closed the calendar year 2014 budget with a balance of 0 in outstanding tax anticipation notes. The total amount being raised by taxation in the calendar year 2015 budget is currently estimated to be 2.9% above the calendar 2014 budget.
Mr. Malloy did point out the highlights of this year's budget, such as the reduction of the $4 million in non-recurring revenues. The EMR contract is now at 0. Employees are sharing costs for their benefits, and the balance of the MUA concession fee is being appropriated. Now, the budget is going to be adopted no later than June. From Bayonne, I'm Jeanette Josu, Hudson County View, the eye of the community.